This connector is the same as the connector used actually in the gas tank. Under the gas tank, there's this flips up. This part here actually flips up, and you apply a little pressure. Whoops. You apply a little pressure on each side. There's a clip holding each side of this pin in. So move one, put a little pressure on it to keep it from snapping back in, and then grab the other side as well. And up it comes. Okay. Once it's up like this, they're still locked in. They're locked in actually from the front, but we're going to get to that in just a minute now. Using a much smaller tool, because you can't use that screwdriver to get in, I use a pair of forceps, very sharp, very thin, and we should be able to slip inside here and remove these. Slip them inside, push down. This may take a couple minutes for me to get it, but the bottom line is through the front, right through the front of the connector, just go in and work for this. You slip them into there's as you can see in the face of this, the actual metal connector is up here, but there's this little section down here. Slip in, move back, and then push down a little bit, and it should release some sort of a little clip holding the rest of the connector into place. And all things considered, should release the pin. Alright. Never goes as easy as you want it to. But take your time and be very delicate. Just be gentle with the part. That's all you got to concern yourself with. A little extra time, here they come. Right? A little extra time won't hurt you necessarily. The only thing that'll hurt you is if you rush and you damage. There we go. Okay. These are the connectors removed from the entire assembly on the left side. Do the same on the right side, and then tape it all up. Alright, and this will pull through the handlebars no problem. And also when we feed these wires through the new bars, it'll also be reasonably easy to do. Alright, let's move to the other side. We'll get that done as well. We'll continue. Okay, I'm on the right side of the bike. We'll get this grommet pulled away and extract from in here the wiring assembly, the clips that we saw on the left side. Slip in a screwdriver here. It's already split. The grommet itself is already split. So I just push it back in and start pulling out one side, then just gently pull away the grommet out of our way. Just put that to one side. And now we're good to go in this area here. I should be able to simply, if all things are correct, I can't move some of these cabling, but if I just give it a pull, everything should pop out. The same as, here we go. Great. Same as we had on the other side. Alrighty. Beautiful. Okay, a little bit tighter quarters on this side with all the cables. Alright? But just enough to at least get them out, right? Pull them out a little bit. There we go. Actually, much more room over here. And now we'll separate the two connectors. This connector, the first one, the larger one, should have a push clip. Here it is. I push down on this part here, push it. With two hands, just start wiggling. Apply a little force on it. And it should separate. Here we go. There we go. Okay, great. That's one side pulled, okay? And now we'll do the second smaller clip. This is the directional clip. Underneath you'll see, a little tough to see maybe, underneath you'll see this little push. Push it and start pulling. Push, wiggle, pull gently, and off it comes. Okay. Okay. I've made notes now regarding these two connectors into which pins and which colors go what. So I will start on the larger connector again. I slip something behind this grommet, this seal, and I pull it off at a corner. Once it's off, remove anything metal and take the seal away and put it away. I usually have a bucket of some nature or something to secure little parts that I free up, especially working outside. Don't have a garage, so I do the best with what we have here. Here again, we just start pulling this part down a little bit, slip something in between it, and it should come free. Take your time in doing this. It clicks free and won't always. There we go. Alright, you see that? Done. That's out. Put it away. Do the same on both sides. You don't need to worry about mixing those two parts. With that now done, again, we reach inside the connector. It's right from the center. And you slip into, slide your small screwdriver or whatever you have, along the pin, right to the back till it stops. And then just give it a little bit more pressure, and you'll find that be gentle with it, a small plastic clip of the connector itself, retaining the pin. Once it's pulled away, these should start to come out pretty quickly. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5 and 6. Alright, if you have a service manual, I'm pretty sure the schematics, as a matter of fact, schematics are online nonetheless. All the schematics are online for these jobs, so should you have made the real mistake of not marking your numbers and color codes, but it's so easy. From the back of the connector, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just draw it up real quick and write the colors. It's not very difficult at all. Put your connectors away. Let's do this connector. Again, for the turn signal connector, put a little pressure on this. Just hold it like so. Put a little pressure on the back so you're flipping this little part upward. Okay? Slide your screwdriver in, just so it won't flip all at once, but put enough on it so it doesn't click back into the connector on one side, and voila, it's up. Alright, again, this one you can't disconnect. Again, these are still locked in, but and you can't use a screwdriver because you can't get in this small area using something much smaller. I use these forceps, which I just happen to have. I slip into the bottom part. There seems to be the square section up here. That's the connector. And this little rounder bottom part, I slip in along the top, and out they come. go. Alright, that's done. Okay, where we're at now is we're going to begin to remove the bars. In removing the bars, we do need to deal with these cables. And so the controls obviously have internal wiring running down through the cables. They exit the center of the bar here. These are coming right through the center of the bar, running through the fork triple tree brace, and then being separated on each side into their respective areas that we saw earlier. So now what we're going to do is let's get the controls broken down, and in doing that, there's really only a few nuts and bolts that we need to concern ourselves with. Okay, one point we need to separate the before we take it really apart, we should separate the directional from the rear view mirror support. The rear view mirror comes through, it bolts, it actually screws right into this connector. With the light being wired into the control, yet being held on to the section of the master cylinder, we need to separate those two parts. Turn the rear view mirror away, and as you can see, these two parts separate. Done. There's a small star retainer ring. Be careful we don't drop that. Take it away. That's all we need to worry about. Drop it in your tool bucket, and this should come right out. Voila. Great. Now at this point, this master cylinder assembly should come away. T25. Already done a little bit of breakdown here. Two T25s on this side. Again, this is the clamp for the right hand side master cylinder assembly. 1, 2, and it's separated. Again, keep your parts away, and this should come apart. Not completely. Looks like we'll need to take this control assembly apart as well to separate the entire unit. Again, in reading, I do remember that there is a shim, a couple of things inside of here that we'll need to be cautious about. Just loosen these screws a little bit. So when taking this apart, I'm going to hold it together with my hand. Just start to remove these screws. Careful not to drop anything. 1. Hold it together. Keep holding it together. 2. Alright. The master cylinder assembly has dropped away. Alright. Looks like I just didn't wiggle it enough, but it pulls away gently. Let it rest. Make sure nothing is being bent or distorted. And now this assembly, delicately let it come apart. Look for what looks to be like a shim of some nature. Maybe a black slide shim. Okay, nothing that I see at the moment. Alright. Okay, now at this point, this whole assembly is reasonably loose. At this point, we're going to need to separate this out and pull back some of the wiring running through the handlebar in order to fully remove this from the handlebars itself. And we will continue to do that.